Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Fat loss progress all comes down to counting calories and the beast. Or does it? Today, let's talk about why counting calories never worked for you, but also why you need to track calories if you want a sustainable fat loss plan that actually works. Coming from a girl who's 30 years into counting calories, measuring every last calorie does work for weight loss. But for some unfortunate reason or another, I always regained everything I lost, plus some, whenever I relied on only counting calories. And yes, that even includes the decades I followed keto and intermittent fasting and lost a ton of weight. Even though I slashed carbs to ungodly levels, and there were days I also went an entire 24 hours without a drop of food, I still kept an eye on my calorie intake. Because even though all of the big low carb influencers told me that I don't have a calorimeter installed in my body, that counting calories is a waste of time, and everyone just needs to shut up about the calories already, my calorie counting obsession really came down to this. Calories.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Looking back at my progress over the past 2 years, I am so glad I didn't quit you, because committing to tracking here and also here finally made the whole fat loss process make sense. Not only does it finally make sense, but now I can control what my body does just by adjusting calories. Of course, there's more to it than just eating less. In fact, just eating less calories is what led to 30 years of rebound weight gain in the first place. Because back in the day, I thought in order to lose weight that I could just cut my calories to 1,200 for a few weeks or a few months, and poof, I'd be at my goal. And I would just magically stay there. So young and foolish I was, so young and foolish. Because now that I'm not too much older, but much wiser, sometimes I eat 1,200 calories just for dinner. And that's after a filling breakfast, lunch, and even a snack, because long bouts of intermittent fasting no longer agree with me. And yes, I get away with eating these larger meals while still losing fat. But that's only because I learned that while slashing calories to very low levels does work for the first few weeks, it's not a plan that works long term. And unless you want to regain every pound you lose plus another 5 or 10 just for fun, then you need to quit all of these fast weight loss plans that don't work longer than a few weeks. Like the late great Sir Mix-a-Lot points out, 1,200 calories a day only if she's 5'3", or something like that. Wait. Did I just kill Sir Mix-a-Lot, or is he still alive? I guess I just assumed he was dead since I was rapping along to that song like 40 years ago. Crap, I am old. Well, either way, girlfriend, if you still roll a Honda playing workout tapes by Fonda, just know that 1,200 calories isn't sustainable for fat loss, unless you're 5'3", or probably closer to 5 feet. And continuing to cut calories that low for quick weight loss will only backfire. Because every time you're in a rush to lose 25 pounds in a month, sure, the first few weeks might go well, but it won't be long before this happens. So instead of listening to these low-calorie influencers, listen to Sir Mix-a-Lot and eat in a calorie deficit that doesn't leave you starving. As a bonus, your metabolism will stay higher, which means you get to eat even more while still losing weight. But that's another thing that you need to think about. Losing weight is great and all, but losing too quickly also means you're losing just as much muscle as fat, which who cares, because that is finally moving. But when you lose more than 0.5 to 1.5% of your total weight each week, well, that beast will only move for so long before it stalls. Then you'll have no choice but to go back to a very low calorie plan because you killed your metabolism with a big old calorie deficit that was never appropriate in the first place. And how much lower can you really cut calories anyway? For 1,000 calories, you can eat this. And for 800 calories, you get this. But what about when you have to cut to 600 calories to get that move? What are you left with? This? Listen, I don't want you to resort to dog food. I mean, it is kind of high in protein, but that doesn't matter because no one wants to eat dog food just to hit their goals, except for the thousands of people that search for it every month. But if the idea of high protein dog food has your little always do more, I have to push harder diet mind spinning its wheels thinking dog food might be a viable option, please don't eat dog food because there is a better way. All you have to do is click on over to a trustworthy macro calculator and enter your stats. Once you complete that step, this internet miracle spits out your macros. But if macros are still too confusing, you don't even have to pay attention to all of this. All you have to do is stay within 100 calories of your calorie budget most days and then aim to hit your protein goal. And if 40% is too hard starting out, you can adjust that to 30 or 35% until you're used to eating more protein. If you have no idea how to structure meals that get you to 30 or 40% of your calories from protein, I put together a high protein meal plan that teaches you exactly that. And the meals in the plan are easy because if they weren't, then I wouldn't eat them. And they're also delicious and like a million times better than dog food. I mean, not that I've ever tried dog food. Of course, this only takes care of the calories inside of the weight loss equation because there's a whole other side of this fat loss thing that you need to figure out. While yes, walking more will help you get closer to your fat loss goal, you still gotta find ways to put all of that good protein to use. You can learn how I put all of my protein to use in this video. Because if you don't move more into very specific ways, then not even resorting to dog food will help you. Seriously, do people really eat dog food? Look, people actually search for this stuff.
I step up to the mic, gonna make it swing. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let the music sing.